Welcome, beautiful goddesses, to Teach, Travel, Talk. I am Megan, and my mission, goal, and vision is to help guide you through the crazy journey of life and of being a human and having this human experience. Because until we realize that we are the creators of our reality, we can either make life very difficult for ourselves, or we can make our world incredible. But it's all about how we perceive our world and the world around us. So this is for you. Yes, you, the one listening, so that I can uplift and empower you to look within yourself and find that inner light, love, guidance, and intuition that will lead you to unbecome who the world told you to be and bring you back to who you were meant to be and who you were supposed to become in this life. So let's dive deep into conversations that will bring you teachable moments to implement throughout your daily life and to help reprogram the way we think. Hello, my beautiful tribe, and welcome to Teach, Travel, Talk, or welcome back to a place where we are here to teach one another how to travel through this human experience by sharing and talking about our stories. If you haven't joined the tribe already, please come on over to facebook.com/TEACH.TRAVEL.TALK tribe. We would love to have you. Another amazing thing that I am starting to get into is building courses for those of you who are wanting to embark on a spiritual journey. I would love to have some feedback from you on what things or what is stopping you from going on this spiritual journey, and what would you love to learn about. So if you would love to comment or send me an email at the number 3 teachtraveltalk@gmail.com, I would greatly appreciate it so that I can better understand what you are needing and what I can give to you. Because me being a life coach, there are many things that I can help with, and I really want to be able to give these resources to you to help you, because I know that not all of us are, ready to invest in a life coach. And by having these courses where you can have your own self-pace and go with the flow, your own flow, is a better way for people to even start opening up to the spiritual journey. So I will have a link below. I do have a free mini course for all of you lovely souls out there who are wanting to come on board the spiritual journey. And this free mini course just talks about the steps that you have to take and a lot of preparing you for what is to come if you are about to embark on the spiritual journey. So a really big thing that we have to overcome, and something I even personally in my life have been going through a lot, is going through triggers and our shadow. And I really wanted this to be the topic for this week, especially since it's something that really resonates with me right now. And I feel that it could definitely help and benefit all of you out there who in this season of life are going through this transition period and who are wanting to really uncover what triggers are and what our shadows are, and finding tools that can help us to overcome these. So I can't wait to share this with you, and you get a lot of teachable moments out of this. So without further ado, let's begin. Hello again, my beautiful tribe, and I want to say how grateful I am for all of you listening to this podcast. You are all amazing and incredible, and I am so lucky to have you here. So today I really wanted to talk about triggers and our shadow selves. and kind of what they are and how we can really deal with them or be aware of them. So a really big thing about our shadow self are those parts of us that have been hidden from the world. A lot of times they can be things that we are suppressing in our lives, and a lot of it is from our childhood. When we are a child, well, we grow up thinking we have to conform to one way of thinking, one way of believing, and we all get pushed to, well, be this quote unquote normal. But what is normal? Well, I don't think anyone can answer that. I guess we can say it's what the masses believe, but who wants that? Who wants to be normal? I love not being normal, and it has taken me a long time to uncover those shadow parts of myself that I had really, again, put into the darkness of myself and didn't allow to be expressed. Now, our shadows can be our identity, how we ourselves identify as. It can be our characteristic. It can be our hobbies. It can be things that we're interested in. It can be our beliefs. It's all of these things that once in our lifetime, if someone told us, no, you can't believe that, or made us feel as though what we think or what we believe is wrong, well, to fit into this quote unquote normal life, well, we suppress that part of us and we hide it deep down inside of us so that no one sees it. And that is really when it becomes a shadow. This can also be things like trauma, negative experiences that we, again, hide from ourselves. Things we really don't want to acknowledge or feel. And that can be really hard, especially when it comes to death. I know that death is a huge part of the human experience, but a lot of us don't know how to handle death. And a lot of us, will grieve for a really long time, and sometimes we'll even suppress those feelings of, how maybe that person made you feel, or maybe that you didn't have enough time with this person, or there are so many other things that can come up to the forefront. So with this is, taking a look at what things in our life we have suppressed within ourselves. And a really good way to understand our shadows is to see our triggers. Now, triggers are things that invoke a feeling inside of us, and typically a negative emotion or feeling. So triggers can be anything. And I think that is one of the hardest parts when you are starting this journey, is realizing a lot of different things can trigger us. Now, we just think, I got in a bad mood because of this or this or this, not realizing that a certain smell could trigger these emotions, a certain song, a certain, someone touching a certain place on our body. It can be so many different things. And it's looking at that and really, really focusing in on when we are getting triggered, when we are feeling those emotions, those negative emotions that are arising in us, and taking the time to sit with those emotions. Because a lot of times what we don't do is we don't give our emotions enough space. We allow them to come in, consume us, and we run on autopilot on our emotion, and they come in and control everything that we do, which is not a good thing, because emotions are here just to teach us something. They are lessons to help us. So when we are going down this path and this journey of really being aware of ourselves and working on ourselves, a really big thing is looking at when you get angry, when you get sad, when you feel frustrated or annoyed, all of those things. Sit with them for a moment. Give them space to be what they are. And to ask yourself, where is this coming from? Because sometimes we get triggered without even realizing that we have gotten triggered. And it takes that awareness and that understanding that these emotions come from someplace. And it's our choice to let these emotions stay with us or let these emotions do what they came to do, and that is to come and teach you something, and for you then to let those emotions go. And it takes a long time to sit with our emotions and to figure out what it is trying to tell us. Because again, people are only mirrors of ourselves. So when you are judging someone else, you actually are judging yourself. When you're annoyed with someone, you're actually annoyed with yourself. These are things that are trying to teach you to have grace and to realize that we are all humans experiencing the same things. We all experience emotions. We all experience trauma. We all experience pain, sorrow, sadness, loss, happiness, joy. We all experience it all. And sometimes we have to understand that other people are just like us. And sometimes we don't know their story as well as people don't know our story. So the next time, maybe you get really, really frustrated with someone because, who knows, they cut you off or jumped in front of you in line. Well, maybe they're just having a bad day and they didn't see you. They weren't aware of it. And we are always so consumed with having these answers and knowing what other people are thinking. Well, none of us are mind readers. So a really big thing is communicating, listening to others, and listening to yourself. A really, really big thing as well is learning to listen to yourself. Learning to listen where all of this stemmed from. Was it your childhood? Maybe it could even be in your adulthood. Something happened, a relationship with your mom, with a boyfriend, with anyone. And really digging deep and finding those shadows that we have buried deep inside of us and shining that light on those situations. And I know that it can definitely be very difficult to acknowledge these things, especially the traumatic things that have happened in our life. But one thing we always have to remember is that we chose this. We chose this life. We chose the obstacles. We actually even chose the trauma that we were going to experience in this world because we told ourselves, if I'm not in alignment, please give me this hurdle so that I can get back in alignment, in balance, and keep going on my path and on my purpose here. But a lot of us get so thrown off track, and then we always think that these bad things are going to happen to us. And just with the law of attraction, yes, if you focus on the negative, guess what? The universe thinks you're going to want these negative things, and they're going to send them your way. So instead of, when we get triggered, it's sitting with that emotion and it's saying, I appreciate this emotion that is being brought up within me. And right now, maybe I can't figure out where this is coming from. And maybe write it down. Write down what was happening in that moment that made you feel that way. And try and meditate on it later. That is always a really big thing that I have to do. Now, on a whole different note, for anyone who is an empath, and empaths are people that just feel so much more than other people. We literally can absorb people's energy. Why? I definitely sometimes stay away from big crowds. But a really big thing that happens as well that can seem like a trigger to us is someone else's trigger. So as an empath, we do have to ask ourselves, is this mine or is this someone else's? So we definitely have to remember that, because there was a lot of times that I would feel a certain way and I could never understand where it was coming from or, anything until I sat with myself and said, is this mine? And everything in me said, no, it is not yours. And then send it back to receiver. So in this, a really big thing with shadow work and acknowledging our triggers is that we have to be aware of ourselves. We have to be aware of our emotions and our feelings. We have to be aware of our environment. We have to be aware of so many different things. But it is a beautiful thing because it brings us back to this moment in time instead of constantly traveling through time. Because when we are triggered, we are getting triggered to go back in the past to a point, and we relive that situation over and over again, whether we are aware of it or not, because our subconscious mind is a filing system. It has filed all of those things in the back of our mind. So that's why it is so hard sometimes when we are starting this journey to realize where these triggers are coming from. Because our subconscious mind knows, but our conscious mind is not aware of where this is coming from. So it's sitting and it's talking to ourselves. It's sitting and finding those tools. And, a really big thing for me that I've used as a tool is journaling. Writing these things down. Write down when you are triggered. Write down this emotion that you are feeling and start asking yourself, hey, where do I think this is coming from? When do I always feel this way? Does a certain person make me feel this way? Does a certain situation make me feel this way? Am I making me feel this way? And go from there. A lot of times we have to write things down. We can sit in our mind all day, but when we write something down, there's just something so much more clear that we can comprehend when we put it down on a piece of paper and, dive deep into those details of what was going on and what is happening. So I highly suggest, doing this. Meditate on this stuff and journal it down, write it down. And, another really big thing that I do is burning. So doing burn ceremonies, which is amazing. So what you do is, write down these triggers, write down these emotions that you want to release, that you don't want to consume you anymore. And burn them. Write them down on a piece of paper and burn them. And burn it as many times as you need. Because sometimes, we need that. So take that time to really digest this. And of course, again, I can't sit and explain something that can take so long to really, really dive deep on about shadow work and, triggers. But this is a brief overview of what triggers and shadows are and how to even start the process of going down there. So if you're ever interested in, shadow work or finding your triggers, a life coach is an amazing resource for you because it's someone that you can talk about these things with and they can help you to understand these emotions. help you to bring that awareness to where they are coming from and how to release them and let them go. So I really hope that this helped, because again, this is something that has been resonating with me a lot, is really working on my shadow self and shining light on the dark parts of myself. And the biggest thing with that is accepting the dark parts of myself. Accepting that at one point, maybe I did hide my true authentic self, and forgiving myself for that, because I was just trying to protect myself from this world. And now that I am an adult, I realize I don't need to protect myself anymore, because, well, I'm magical and I deserve to be my most authentic self. And so do you. You deserve to be your most authentic self. And with that, it's diving deep into yourself. And for me, it's reaching in and seeing, okay, what shadows am I still not shining light on? Maybe it's my, I had a really big abandonment issue, and that is something that I've been working on. And, I have a lot of triggers. Maybe someone, tells me like, okay, I'm leaving. And it's like, oh no, you're leaving me forever. But that's not the case. It's just a shadow of me protecting myself from maybe someone leaving me, and realizing it's okay that someone leaves. It's a-okay. Because, well, no one can take away from me, because I have everything inside of myself. So everyone is a gift, is an added bonus, but no one can ever take away from me. And again, with my life right now, is any time that I feel myself getting triggered, maybe I feel myself getting annoyed or angry or upset, is sitting with myself and saying, okay, why is this triggering me right now to feel this way, and to really resonate with it, so that I don't keep getting triggered over and over and over and over again, because it's exhausting. And it's not a place that I want to stay. I don't want to stay in that negative frame of mind. So to help ourselves, we have to understand what it is teaching us. And sometimes it is teaching us that we need to have boundaries. We need to set up boundaries with people, or maybe with ourselves and situations. There are so many things that the universe is teaching us every day, every second. And sometimes we have to look deep within to find the answers. Because, well, we are the only ones that truly know ourselves, and that can help ourselves. Because it's the choices we make and the actions we take. So we have to keep making the choice to better ourselves, better understand ourselves, better understand the world we are living in, and better understand how to help ourselves, guide ourselves, and most importantly, to love ourselves. Because we are worthy and we are deserving of that. So I hope you had an amazing time listening to this, and I hope that this has maybe sparked some curiosity about shadow work and your triggers, and learning even more about them. And like always, if you are ever interested in talking, I am here for you all. You can send over an email, and we can definitely talk more, because, well, I love helping, and I love guiding others to live a purposeful life of happiness. So I hope that you enjoyed this and got a lot of teachable moments. And I can't wait until next time. And until then, I hope you all have some magical moments and a magical month of August, because this month is going to be a month full of love, light, and success. So until next Tuesday, my beautiful souls, namaste.